Hello, everyone. I hope you are well. Thank you so much for tuning in to this recorded session. This is for the Virtual Opportunities Workshop that's organized by Candlelighters in collaboration with College Guide Africa, or the Educational Guidance Development Initiative. And the whole purpose of this workshop is to make university students aware of some virtual opportunities that are available for them. And so that's volunteering, internship, just as a way to give back to the student community, right? And this is my half of the workshop, and I will be speaking on behalf of Candlelighters. I am the representative for Candlelighters. My name is Asha, and yeah, I hope we have an amazing time together today, and I hope I'm able to share with you the vision for Candlelighters, why we do what we do, who we are, and hopefully, yeah, just share that exciting information with you so that you're eager to join our team. Once again, my name is Asha. I am the founder of Candlelighters, so I really look forward to this session today. So you're probably wondering, who is Candlelighters? What exactly do they do? We're a fairly young non-profit initiative, and young just because we're a little over a year, really just about a year. And yeah, we haven't been able to do so much in terms of the time scale. However, I think what we have been able to do has been very impactful, and I've enjoyed reading feedback and testimonials, just listening to stories of the impact we've been able to make. And I think that's very exciting. So the whole point of Candlelighters and the whole reason we operate and do what we do is to promote kindness and encourage proactivity through innovative grassroots projects. And that might sound like a lot, but to break it down, it means that there are specific groups of people who are marginalized for whatever reason, and we identify gaps that need to be bridged when it comes to those groups of people, and we're very interested then as a non-profit in supporting those people, empowering them, meeting them where they are. And so that's where innovative and grassroots comes from, because we're going to meet them exactly right from the root of the issue, trying to tackle that through new ways, new projects, that makes them feel empowered and supported. Certain groups of people at the moment, we are focused on university students, because university is such a pivotal moment in every person's life, really, who goes to uni, and that can be a very turbulent time for many people as well. So yeah, at the moment we're focused on university students, but that includes people who are in university, who are new to university, who are spent a while and are looking forward to leaving. And even now, we've broadened our scope to students who are about to enter university. So that's one or a few groups of people that we are approaching and working with. But also, I think in the near future, or far future, or hopefully near future, some groups of people that we want to reach as well are homeless people and orphans, so people in orphanages. And as a person, even before I founded Candlelighters, I did some work with orphans. I organized food drives, clothes drives, and that, I think that's the kind of work that just really is fulfilling, and that just really is empowering when you feel like you're part of a community and you're giving back, right? So as a non-profit, that's what we're all about. And who are we for? We are for everyone, really, regardless of where you're from, what your background is like. Really, we are for you. Yes, our projects are in phases, but ultimately we have a heart for everyone on the face of the planet, because we all could do it, feeling supported and empowered. And as a non-profit, that is our overall big picture. Our initiatives then, if you're wondering, well, who are these people? What have they done so far? Because telling you now, we're passionate about this and this and this as an organization. So you probably want to know what we've done about it so far, right? And so the first one is the 3 Challenge. This was launched in 2023, I believe, and it was for university students in commemoration of World Mental Health Day. That was in October, yes, October 10 here. So what we did is we went on university campuses, and we even ran into a few students in cafes in town, and it was just, yeah, what seems like a very small little task was given to each student, but it ultimately led to very deep conversations, very helpful conversations, where people felt seen, where people felt helped. Yeah, and that's what we were all about. So it was just going on to campus, having chats with people, and I think that's really fun as well. But it was amazing to just read about the impact that had, and to hear that in person as well. On the people who are part of this challenge. If you'd like to see snippets of what we did, and see us on campus, yeah, scan this QR code, find us on Instagram, and get to see all that we've been up to. I believe the three challenge went on for 3 days as well, 3 or 5 days. Pardon my memory. I believe it was 5 days, where there was a different theme for each day, and so you can find those summaries on our website and on our Instagram page. The second initiative is Light Week Challenge. So that's what LWC stands for, Light Week Challenge. And essentially, this is also for university students, and it was embodied through a physical toolkit called the Light Pack. And in that Light Pack, there are resources for guiding and encouraging fresh uni students. So these are people who have just come into university. It can be a very difficult transition period for many people, and we identified that gap as a nonprofit, and we were like, okay, so how can we, fill this need? How can we go approach the people who are in this situation? How can we help them and support them and encourage them? And the Light Week Challenge was one of those ways. And yeah, the crux of Light Week Challenge was just getting people to step outside their comfort zone. That yeah, by doing different things that help them realize a bit more about life. And again, this was amazing, just reading about the impact that this had. We spread over to across continents. Yeah, now we have ambassadors for our challenge in different institutions who are spreading the word about this. And now, just a quick note here: if you're in university, this sounds like something you might be interested in, then feel free to pop us an email, or check out our Instagram, leave us a message. We'd love to collaborate with you, as you as a person, if you'd like to become an ambassador, or if you'd like to try out the Light Week Challenge, or if you'd like us to partner with your institution, then that's perfectly amazing. Yeah, it's totally workable. We can arrange something. So do get in touch. Okay, there'll be an email. Yeah, it's somewhere in my slides, but I can leave it in the description as well, just because we'd love to partner with you and spread yeah, that cheer and that support and that lovely message with as many students as possible. Yeah, so the Light Week Challenge, it's 7 days because it's a week challenge. So it's 7 days and it's all for students. And yeah, they just feel so fulfilled and helped at the end of it that I just, yeah, I love it so much. I could talk about it for days just for them. Yes, this person says they got to meet a lot of people, speak to new people, despite their usual, um, introvertedness. And this person says that it taught them to look out for the good in people, to look forward to being kind, yeah, and that they highly recommend the experience. I think that's just amazing. These are just a few reviews of all the stories that we've had. I think it's amazing just hearing about how people are, you know, becoming agents of change in their communities as well through the Light Week Challenge. Reading about stories in Germany, in Tanzania. I think it's lovely that we can have this kind of impact, even if you've never been to some of these countries. I think it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, if you think that all that I've said is something that you might be interested in helping with, then we do have volunteer positions available. There's a product development team, the publicity team, the newsletter team, the events team. So I will be giving more information on this now as we move on to the next phase of this recording. But this is to let you know that there are teams available that you can serve in so many different ways, right? So up until now, thank you so much for your attention. I hope I've been able to share what Candlelight's vision and mission is all about. And yeah, just it's amazing how a few group of people, a little group of people can change the world, right? One step at a time, one person at a time. So this is our email address. If you'd like to write to us for anything at all, yeah, it would be lovely to hear from you. I personally enjoy reading emails. I think it's absolutely, yeah, it's a fantastic thing to do. And once again, here's our Instagram QR code for you to give it a check, same as our website. Yeah, do give it a look. See if you have any questions, see if you have any comments or thoughts, and please do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you, genuinely. Moving back to the volunteer positions, so if you're thinking, Candlelight sounds amazing, how can I join? Right, fret not, there's many ways that you can join. So the first team is the product development team, right? So this team has 5 slots available, and yeah, it's a team that's absolutely dear to my heart. All the teams are dear to my heart, obviously, but this is, I think, a very fundamental team to Candlelighters. So one of the duties involved trying the Light Week Challenge. Okay, obviously we've had loads of people try it. We've had over 200, nearly 300 people try the Light Week Challenge now, and the feedback receiving that is always amazing. And because of that, we strive to improve our user experience, try to make it better and better and better and better and better. And you can be a part of that because it's very important. So you try the Light Week Challenge, provide feedback, and then build focus groups based off of that feedback. So you get to give us the feedback in whatever format you want, whether that's written or video, whatever you want, and then create focus groups based off of that. So you share your feedback and then spread the news of the Light Week Challenge, and then in your little group you sort of meet to talk about what you've learned from the challenge, how that can be implemented within your community, within your university, because the whole point of this is being an agent of change as well. And then you'd collaborate with the publicity team, because at Candlelighters we're all about transparency. So whatever experience people are having of the Light Week Challenge, of the Light Pack, we'd like to share that with the wider audience, so people all over the world really. So that's where that collaboration comes in. You share your feedback with the publicity team, who will make it public, but it can be anonymous, so don't feel like you're under scrutiny for sharing your thoughts. The next team is the publicity team. This team has 3 slots available, and just as the word suggests, it's all about publicity, putting the news out about Candlelighters and about the Light Week Challenge. Social media is the big channel for doing that. So we have an Instagram, a TikTok, and a YouTube at the moment. And personally, I'm genuinely not the best person at social media, I can tell you that right now. But it makes me very thankful for the people who are really good at social media, people who are passionate about it. I'm like, you go, well done. Yeah, we all have different giftings, and that's okay. So if publicity is one of yours, if social media is one of yours, then this might be the team for you, okay? And what you'd be doing essentially is proactively creating content that's not just about Candlelighters and internal stuff, but also things that are as relevant to our target audience, which at the moment is university students. So anything that's relevant belongs on our social media, essentially, is how you can think about it. But then also promoting the Light Week Challenge, promoting stuff that we're doing in Candlelighters. And yeah, the publicity team will be collaborating with all the other teams. So the event team, the newsletter team, if there's anything that needs to go out to the wider public on social media, then the publicity team is on it, okay? Next team is a newsletter team. This team also has 3 slots available, and a summary of what the task for this team is: sending out monthly newsletters to the Candlelighters community, okay? So we all already have mailing lists in place and all of that, but when it comes to the content to be sent via newsletter, that's entirely up to the newsletter team. Again, it's not just about stuff that's happening inside Candlelighters community, but also including news that is relevant to university students. So that could be opportunities, it could be graduate scholarships for people who are thinking that far ahead, or it could be how to survive during assessments period, anything that's relevant to university students. It would be nice if our newsletter was sort of a hub for that, okay? And then collaboration with the event team. So that's that has to do with internal news. So whatever the events team is cooking, whatever they're putting up, should be on our newsletter to make our community members aware of it. Finally, we have the events team. This team has 2 slots available, and essentially, again, similar to the other teams, it's all about catering to the global student community. An example is, so there's this event hosted in collaboration with College Guide Africa, because that's catering to current university students. But we have an event coming up next month, February 22nd, that's for secondary school students who are, about leaving to go to university, and it's a Q&A event, so the panelists are current university students, and again, that's catering to the needs of the people who will soon be going to university. So answering their questions, trying to allay their fears, letting them know the answers to what they're most curious about, so they feel better prepared for the university space. So that's an example in terms of what sort of events we could be hosting. So we'll be collaborating with like-minded organizations. So in the events team, you're free to look at any organization and be like, they're doing something really cool that I think we could be a part of, or we're doing something really cool that I think that organization could be a part of, and then working out a collaboration, right? And that's externally. So internally, the events team will be collaborating with the publicity team and the newsletter team for reasons that I hope are obvious, because we need it to go out. So that's publicity, and the newsletter to make our community members aware. This sounds like a lot of people, a lot of work. Don't worry about the communication networks or channels, because I will be in charge of making sure that that route is established, and you will just have to make use of it. So don't worry about trying to work through phone numbers or emails or anything like that. The channels will be established, ready for you to use. Right, volunteering. Why should you volunteer? You're not getting paid. I hear that a lot of the time. Why should I do that? Why should I spend my precious time on that? And yeah, there's quite a few reasons, especially at Candlelight, is why you should be a volunteer, why you should give it some consideration, and why it's worth it. Okay, so the first is a certificate of recognition. You get a certificate, you get an award that proves that you have worked hard for a non-profit, for a cause that was not financially beneficial per se to you, but you still worked hard at it. The certificate will highlight what role you've had and the impact that you've contributed to make to your community. So I think it's a very valuable award to have. It's something that you can put on your CV as well. And speaking of CV, you gain valuable work experience, soft skills, hard skills, skills that are transferable, that you can, whenever you go for a future job interview, you can say, oh yes, I did something similar to that when I worked for Candlelight. It's when I worked for a non-profit. And again, it's volunteering experience. A lot of companies and organizations like to see that you have a non-profit side to you that's just interested in making positive impact. And that leads me on to valuable legacy then. You're positively impacting students all over the world when you join us. And I think for me, that's one of my major driving forces, is when I read the testimonial or when I read a review, and it's just, yeah, almost brings tears to my eyes, because I'm like, wow, these people that I don't even know are being impacted positively because of this, what people would call a little thing. So it's really amazing. It's really lovely. I think it brings an immense sense of fulfillment as well. So it's worth it. The next one is work flexibility. So in terms of when you do your role, this is not a 9 to 5. When you perform your duties is totally up to you, as long as you get it done. Because we are particular about getting things done on time. But when you do that, it's totally up to you and how you carry out your duties as well. So I'm not one to give orders and say do this way. But the thing is, you understand the mission, you understand why we're doing what we do. But however you choose to approach that is totally up to you. You have that creative freedom in how you carry out your role. Next is networking opportunities. You get to meet loads of people. My personal network, but the network of Candlelight is as a non-profit organization. Okay, and personally, I'm very interested in knowing what the members of my team are passionate about. So is there a project on your mind? Is there something that you would like to do as well to impact your community? Let me know. Is there someone that you'd like to know? Is there someone you'd like to meet? If I can help, I definitely totally will. So networking in terms of getting into certain spaces or getting to chat to certain people, or maybe working out collaboration on a project that you're very interested and passionate about, we can make that work. Okay. So yeah, chat to me, just tell me everything, well, as much as you're comfortable with. But I really would love to know, and I really would love to support you as an individual as well, and in your growth journey. Next is role progression pathways. So you don't just join us as a volunteer and remain as a volunteer forever. Okay. If you'd like, there are opportunities to advance to more permanent roles, advance to more supervisory roles as well. That's definitely something that is available as a pathway. So you get to progress in your role, gain more experience, make more impact as well. Finally, last but not the least, is the Volunteer of the Month award. So with our ambassadors, there's something similar with the Ambassador of the Term award or Ambassador of the Semester award, because our ambassadors, they do work that's more tailored towards academic semesters and academic sessions. But for our volunteers, it will be a monthly basis thing. Yeah, so you have a chance to win a Volunteer of the Month award as well. Um, At this point, I'll let you know about the application cycle, application details. Application opens the 30th of January 2025, so that's just in a few days, and then it ends mid-February, February 15, 2025. The role tenure will be 9 months from April to December 2025. So when application ends, you should hear back sometime in March then about the outcome, and then you have a day of onboarding. So it'll just be a few hours virtual meeting where I sort of talk you through more, in more detail what your role encapsulates, what materials or tools you need to be aware of. Yeah, so that's what the onboarding will be about, just a few hours on one day, and then your role tenure then is from April to December, and then we take in a new cohort of volunteers in January. To apply, send an email explaining why you're interested in this role, in the role that you're applying for, as well as any relevant work experience you have. Okay, so I've explained to you the different teams, the different roles. Yeah, just send an email explaining why you're interested in that role. I'm not asking for a CV or a cover letter or anything, because what's most important to me is why you're interested in doing this. What is driving you? Yeah, I want to hear about that. And if you have any relevant work experience, please do add that, because it's definitely helpful to know. If you don't have any work experience yet, don't worry about it. That's part of why this is an opportunity that's available to you. So you're not expected to graduate and then they're like, to get an entry job, we want to see your work experience, right? Because it's hard to get that work experience while you're in university. But that's what this is for, so that you do gain work experience. So if at the moment you don't have any, that's totally fine. Just let me know why you're interested in this role. You can be interested in multiple roles, that's okay. Just, yeah, for each role, let me know. For each role, explain why you're interested in that role. Okay, and the title of your email should be Candlelighted Volunteer Application hyphen blank team. So you fill in the blank with whatever team you're applying to. If that's more than one team, again, just make sure it's all there in the title. And this is the email address that you should send that email to. Okay, lightweekchallenge at